Hello and greetings from the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. My name is Gabriel Bruguier. I'm a registered member of the Yankton Sioux Tribe, and I'm the Education and Outreach Coordinator here at the Mid-America Transportation Center, which is located on the campus of the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. And today it is my pleasure to welcome you to the 2020 MATC Scholars Program. Now, in normal years, I'd be welcoming you as you got off the bus and were making your way into the hotel where you would be staying. However, given our current pandemic situation, we've decided to hold the program online. And so I can't extend my hand to you as I would in person, but I can extend it to you digitally and welcome you with the same enthusiasm and let you know that we're so glad that you've decided to join us and work with us over the course of the next 4 weeks on the various things that we'll do for the Scholars Program. And so I'm very happy for that, and I'm very excited. Now, a lot of times when people arrive, and it might be happening right now when you are watching this video, you might be wondering, what is the Scholars Program? And so in this brief segment, before I get started with my presentation, I kind of want to address that. And as I see it, the Scholars Program is really about people. It's about people that are here to help you and provide a valuable resource to you, both as you are in that process of starting the transition to a 4-year degree granting institution, and once you've begun. It offers sort of like insider's tips that are gained from all these people's years of experience and wisdom in their various jobs. And you'll see those are spread out over a lot of different areas. And so that's kind of what I want to show you now. I'm going to share my screen so we can take a look at some of the people. And what I'm going to share my screen with, you should have with you already. It's the program booklet for this version of the program. And so this shows some of the past participants, some of the past workshops. But the program presenters, like I said, have years of experience in 4-year institutions or other professions, and what they want to do is extend their hand and their wisdom out to you as you are working through the program over the next 4 weeks. And so what I want to say to you is that as you are watching their videos and you're hearing them, is that we believe in you. We believe that your success so far can be translated to a different environment, and that environment would be one in which you're earning a 4-year degree. And so there's going to be a lot of different challenges that come up along the way, and we'll talk about those. But we'll also, and this is the important part, offer ourselves to you as you encounter them. So part of the reason that we offer the program booklet is that so you have as a resource a network of people that are here to help you. And that's kind of what I think the Scholars Program is. And I kind of want to offer that as an initial step before we get into some of the specific talks we get, where we get into the details about the application process, choosing a degree, and how to study student success, as well as a number of different interviews of people who have gone through the process and want to share their stories with you and share their wisdom with you. So I'm very happy that you're here. And now I'm going to go into a different screen, which talks a little bit about the program and the Mid-America Transportation Center in general. So the Mid-America Transportation Center MATC Scholars Program Introduction and Instructions. This will talk about probably more interestingly to you how the program will actually work. And we'll get into that in just a moment. But before that, here's an overview of this presentation. It'll be short. It'll talk about who we are and the background of the program, our major goals of the program, instructions for completing the program, and the video 1 response instructions. Okay, the Mid-America Transportation Center is, if you read the fine print, it is the Region 7 Center headquarter for all these different institutions here. So without reading all this text here, the Mid-America Transportation Center is the headquarter of all these different institutions, and these different institutions are conducting transportation research to improve the safety of the transportation systems that exist within those states. And also, there's a secondary goal of educational outreach, and that's what the MATC Scholars Program is a part of. It's part of the outreach priority, and that is to increase the number of students from underrepresented groups in STEM education and transportation-related careers. And so the MATC Scholars Program has been offered since 2010, and in its initial program, it was to promote graduate study for underrepresented minorities and women in STEM fields and transportation fields as well. And this initial program was offered again in 2012 and 2015. So the Scholars Program itself has been around for about a decade. And in its progression, in 2016, the program was expanded to Native American students. The original program for Native American students in 2016 had the same goal of promoting graduate study. But after we presented it, we realized that there was another area that might be better served, and that is, especially in this region with tribal colleges so close to the University of Nebraska, as well as other four-year schools that we'll talk about, and that is the transition from a 2-year degree granting institution to a 4-year degree granting institution and student success. So in 2018, 2019, and now 2020, we've been offering that program, and that's sort of the overall history of the Scholars Program. So the program goals, as I mentioned at the outset, and as we'll take a deeper look at in just a moment, are to provide information relevant to transferring to a 4-year degree granting institution, to inspire you on your own educational journey, and to support you on your own educational journey. Now, I'm going to share my screen again. Now, the informational aspect is going to be, in this version of it, offered through videos. And we have a 4-week schedule, and taking a look at that now, again, you should have the schedule in the program booklet already. So this will be review. And that is going to be, there's going to be somewhere between 4 and 5 videos per week. Sometimes less. I should have said 3 to 5. And how we want you to work through the videos is what we'll talk about in our next slide. But I wanted to show this to you again to emphasize the inspiration and support, because some of the videos are going to be interviews, for example, with people who've gone through the process and want to share their stories and their wisdom with you, and to inspire you to maybe look into that specific area, as well as support, for example, through people like in this video 7, for example, to talk to you about the different services that are offered on a campus, offered on a 4-year campus that you might not be aware of, and that as a student you have access to. And so all of this is going to be talked about. Now let me go back to my old screen or other screen and go back to my presentation. Okay, so all of that will be talked about in the videos: information, inspiration, and support. And like I said, the people are all here for you as well. Okay, so you might be wondering now how you're going to go about doing this. And so the simple answer is to watch videos and then respond to them. And so in more detail, I have the screen up now that talks about the program instructions. And there's going to be 13 videos that are just videos that are posted during the period of October 9th through October 20th. And there will also be 2 live Zoom sessions that we'll schedule. I sent the information for the first one. It'll be on October 9th at 1:30 p.m. And the next one will be October 16th at 2 p.m. If you can't make it, those will be uploaded later so you can watch them. So there'll be a total of 15 videos, and they will be posted on a YouTube channel so that you can just have that bookmarked and you can return to it, watch a video, and then respond to it. And so the videos will have a short response question associated with it, and I'll post that in the description section. So you'll have that question or prompt there. And successful completion of the program is defined as watching all the videos and then responding to each response question. And so how do you do that? Well, it is just going to be through email. And the email is the MATC GabeBruguier@gmail.com. And you should have that in your account, or I'm sorry, in your inbox already. By this time, I'll have emailed you a couple of things, the schedule, the instructions, and a Zoom invite. So that should be the email that you use. And then I'm asking that you use the subject line video blank response. I'll give you an example of that. It'll be, for this one, it'll be video 1 response. And then make sure your email is signed so that I can keep track of it and give you credit for it. So the progress will be charted in a Google Sheet that will be shared with you so that you can kind of track your completion. And then once all the video responses have been verified by me, we will mail you a check for a stipend of $100. So we're offering a stipend for this program, which is pretty cool. And that would mean that you're done and the program is completed. So if you have questions about how to complete the program, please let me know. But like I said at the beginning, it's the simple answer. I know that that's a lot of information right there. The simple answer is to watch videos and then respond to them. And yeah, I think that's it for this one. Oh, there we go. Our last slide here is our video responses for video 1. And then in a second, I'll share a screen to show you what that would look like. So for this video, we'd like you to respond to 2 different prompts. And so one of the things that you will likely be thinking about is, as you're doing this, what sort of degree are you interested in? What course of study might you want to follow? But I think a previous question that, or like a more fundamental question, is where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? And so in this first prompt, what I'd like you to do is think about that question and then write it out. And I don't know. I'm not going to propose any word limits or anything like that, but I'd like to just for you to think about it and give an honest assessment of where you see yourself in 5 years. And the next question is really interesting because it says, what do you want to get out of the program, and what specific topics would you like us to talk about? So if you remember from a few slides back, we kind of talked about how the program has progressed over the years, and each program gets better because of the feedback we get from you, the participants. And so I'd like you to think about things that you might want to see videos on, or questions that you might have that we can address. And then you can email us, and we've set aside time that we can make it, that I can make a video, or I can have somebody make a video where we would judge that, because it's often the case that if you have a question, somebody else has that question. So if you take time to ask that question, you're not just helping yourself, but you're helping that person next to you, and likely other people in the program too. So think about that, and that will be the video one response. So how does that look? So I'm going to share my screen again, if I can find, there we go. And so all it would be is an email. So you go to recipients to MATC GABEBRUGUIER @gmail.com. And then the subject line would be video one response. And then you can, hi Gabe, question one, question two, and then you would type out your response there, send it, and that's it. We'll wait for the next video to be uploaded, and then do the same for that one. So we're going to try to post the videos on the date that is listed. So on October 9th, we'll have videos 1 through 5. October 16th videos, I can't remember the numbers, but the schedule might vary based upon how people send their videos to me. So our goal is to get them all posted on that date, but they might not be. And so really, I'll let you know if there are any variances in that schedule. Also know that there really isn't, we haven't set any due dates for the videos. So you can complete them on your own schedule, just whenever you have a chance to watch video and respond to it, do so. There's really no deadline. Same thing for program completion. We're not really setting a deadline, but it's always the case with these things that, the sooner the better. So I'll talk about that in the conclusion of the video. And I think that's all I have for this introductory video. So like I said once, and I'll say it again, we're very glad to have you joining us for the 2020 MATC Scholars Program. I'm really looking forward to learning about you, learning about where you see yourself, and what you want to get out of the program, and what basically your responses to the various videos that we have. And I'd like to thank you for your time, and I'll see you in the upcoming videos. All right, thanks everybody.